Why, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Shibo. Today is Thursday, September 26th, 2024. A couple minutes later than normal, because I had to completely hard shut down the PC and restart. Yeah, one of those days. I misclicked on my taskbar and opened OBS instead of XSplit. So when I closed OBS and tried to open XSplit, XSplit would not load. It was infinite loading. And so I tried to bring up Task Manager, and it doesn't show me anything. I tried to open up Task Manager, and the whole left side of the panel and the top bar are black. I get a list of the apps on the thing, but it wasn't responding. When Task Manager's fucked, the PC is fucked. So yeah, hard shutdown. I hit actual Control-Alt-Delete at that point, and it just went black screen instead of, the blue manager section it's supposed to go to. Yeah. Fun. Screw OBS for causing issues. Just by existing. Pretty much. That's my thought about OBS at this point, is it's a fundamentally broken program that doesn't need to exist in its current form. Anyway, yeah, so that's why I'm ever so slightly late. Because I had to wait for everything to start up again. Reboot. But we're here. We're here now. How have things been? Still very, very addicted and into playing Astronauts. That, yeah. I think that this is definitely going to be one that's going to have at least 500 hours of playtime, if not 1,000 hours. It is easily a 1,000-hour game. Easily. And it's not even done yet. It's still early access. And the entirety of the game loop I've been doing is meant to just be the tutorial area. Everything that I've been doing, going out to wreckages, building my ship, customizing my ship with the things that I find, and dismantling wreckages. That's supposed to be the start of the game. Not the whole game, but it is a whole game in and of itself. It is definitely a thing. I haven't even touched. Well, technically I've touched, but I haven't engaged with the reactor and torch drive mechanic that lets you go to other bodies in the solar system in a reasonable amount of time. In particular, right now they've got Venus that they've put some work into, and they've added there's a station around Venus. There's different atmospheric flight that you can do with Venus, and a whole bunch of other stuff that's there that it's the bar to get there is pretty high, but I'm just messing around building a ship. Not even really bothering too much with paying off the initial mortgage that you start the game with for the ship that you bought. Which is, for me, it's 800k-ish. I'm rolling around with a couple $100,000 at any given time, and anytime I get a bunch of money, it's oh, well, I can do this and this and this and this and get this and this thing for my ship. And so I end up doing that, and I end up spending my money for new things for my ship, as well as the stuff that I scavenge to use for my ship. So it's oh, okay, yeah, great, it's fantastic. It's a good game as it stands. It's very buggy. It's very buggy. Very, very buggy. for a game that's been out for so long. And there's some interesting bugs that will literally kill you. At which point I'm like, okay, that's a reload. That's a reload from a previous save. Some people just, like, end their save when they die for some strange reason, even if it's the game's fault for bugging out on you. I don't get that. That's a waste of my time. It's like, well, I'm dead, time to start a new character. No, fuck that. That's bullshit. Don't do that. Waste your goddamn time, especially if it's a bug spawning a ship right outside the main station. As you're approaching the main station, just spawning a ship in a hauler with somehow a wreckage attached to it, and it just spinning out of control right at you, and it like aims. I watched it as it aimed and changed its course to hit me as I'm trying to get away from it. Literally, game went out of its way to hit me with that, with a cargo, with a hauler ship tugging a wreck. There's also micrometeorites that can hit your ship and, you know, puncture the walls. I had one of those. I survived that. That was fine. But the game doesn't even tell you that it was a micrometeorite to hit you. It's like, huh. That doesn't even tell you. It's just all of a sudden, boom. You're depressurizing now. Yeah, that's an intended mechanic. That's an intended mechanic. I dealt with that. That was fine, but yeah, I don't really think that having a ship suddenly spawn, aimed right at you, spinning wildly out of control, what seems like out of control, and yet changing its course to literally hit you. I don't think that's very fun. To crash into your ship. Make you, well, there's a lot of things that happened in sequence with that, and I'm like, okay, I'm reloading, because I could have lived that if not for then a pirate came to my ship and docked with my ship as I was outside and about to, like, come inside, and then you knocked me out. It's like, no, we're reloading at that point. Thanks. That shouldn't have happened in the first place. So yeah, things. Stuff. Things. Game. Shapez 2 exists. We are on the last set of tasks dealing with crystals. And I don't think I'm going to finish this today. Maybe next stream, at which point, when I finish, that will be the end of that stream, and the next stream I come back will start on the hexagonal scenario. We left off on task 33, I believe. Yeah, and we're thinking about the mechanics on this one. I think that I'm going to be basically just starting over with this whole thing to make this. So it turns out these are a lot like in Shapez 1. The Shapez Industries mod has a mechanic called smelting, and it makes fused shapes. It does not, however, have this whole destruction of the thing when it's cut as a mechanic. It does not have that, but it does have a similar concept. So I need to start thinking of these closer to that. Now, my initial impression here that we're going to start by playing with logic. That's where we shall begin. Is with the logic of the thing. And then build out a larger scale factory once I solve the logic problem. Because clearly I need to wrap my head a bit around the logic here. Let's see, where is my crystal setup? Just because I have these, I will use them. Oh god, this is gonna need so much color. This will need a lot of color in the end. Doing it if I do this the way that I am thinking of doing it. Because I always plan around 4 bells of throughput in total. Yeah, this would be 1. If done this way. So let's first put some thought into this. I'm going to split this into quads, or into triples, which the way that I was doing this last time was just stupid. I totally have done before a cutting process where, yes, what was described to destroy one corner, if the plan is to use a whole bunch of 3-piece versions like this, I don't have a choice but to destroy a piece. Actually, that's not even the one. It's a half destroyer and then a stacker on the end. There's your 3-piece, but you need 4 of it per line. Oh, what was I saying just now about wanting to focus on the logic of the thing before anything else? Yeah, about that. Oh, come on. Alright, so what we're gonna end up with here is a bunch of single corners that I can then do some swapping with. So the question becomes, okay, what's the order of operations here? That's really what it comes down to is, well, what is our order of operations? What? Oh. Just do the same thing. And then rotate these. Ta-da! That's the logic, but that's not what I would need for processing the entire thing into a single line out. So that's the intended output right there for this step of the operation. Now the fun part is, for the next step, it's actually pretty easy because then you just pin this side. You pin this to be a level higher. Oh, but and it shouldn't destroy it. Pinning underneath doesn't destroy it. Then it swaps it, and it's going to be the pinned piece in the end. And then the last piece, that's actually the top section here with this pinned circle. That's easy. Is it easy? I do have a question, because it was very specific about with the mechanic for stacking, but the question I have is, can you... Yes. You can keep the crystal section on the bottom of a stacker and stack things on top of a crystal. It's shown right here in this video where there is a stacker putting something without crystals on it onto a thing that has a crystal, and then running a crystallizer after that in the sequence. But you cannot drop a crystal. Yeah, it's specifically the falling action that matters. And then with the cutter, it's the cutting through a crystal that matters. And as long as the swapper doesn't directly cut through a crystal, it can swap. So you cannot ever swap this piece right here. That's the full circle. You can never swap that. And then advanced mechanic here says you can break crystals during swapping to create gaps below crystals. That may come up in the final task. Oh good, that piece finished. Because we were also working on 34. We had that set up. That 34 is a very easy set of operations. So yeah, will that mechanic ever particularly matter? Yes, actually, to make this thing. Yeah, yeah, making this thing that we can use that mechanic. In fact, I think this shape teaches you the mechanic. Yeah, this teaches you that mechanic. You have to use it for this one. There's a reason why this green is here, is because it's meant to stop existing. Because going from this step to this one, note that this is just the right side of this, that you then crystallize the top, or have the crystal on the top, instead of this gray half circle. You crystallize this, you take this shape, you crystallize the blue on the top, that gives you the other half, and then you run it through a cutter or a swapper. You run it through a swapper or cutter, and it will break this green crystal, and that will give you this half that will be the blue top with the gap here. And then the next piece is just your swapping that two of those together. Mirrors. But yeah, you are putting these together for that. And then this changes the color from blue to magenta. And then it's the not mirrored version of this. It is the rotated version, which is actually, I think, easier to an extent. Okay, well, I've got the logic behind the final thing sorted, I think. It was just this one that was the main problem to solve. But damn, is this so inefficient. This is so stupidly inefficient. So I could make this half as a half instead. So rather than doing this, I can make a half. And that'll be fine. That'll save me an entire line. So now rather than having two of those, I'm gonna take that, push I, or not push I, push O, not, blah, I thought I hit I, there. Take that, break all that. Oh, this is now 2, so I don't need that top line. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. So give me just a single cutting line. And then what? I'll figure out the rotation afterwards, just as long as it's consistent here. And I'm actually only going to use half the line. I don't even need the full line. Well, at scale, so I have to think of all this. This is just making one belt. I need 4. At least. So I'll still have to like redo all of the positionings of everything. And add so much more color. I will definitely need more cyan. I will definitely not need more magenta, but I will need more cyan. Because, yeah, it's running... Wait, will I? I'll need another input because I'll need 4 pipes. I'll need 4 pipes, so yeah, this makes only 3 pipes of the colors. I will need a 4th, so yeah, I do need more. Specifically of magenta. Not magenta, cyan, excuse me. I will need a cyan, extra cyan. Alright, that's fine. Do that. So yeah, it is rotated. Okay, now I need to figure out all of the proper numbers for the swappers here. So it's 4 swappers per line. Autosave. Oh. Go. Trash. The what? Rotation. And I will need space for the pinning operation of this thing. Fortunately, pinning is not particularly space intensive. And I can do a stacking operation out here. Well, that's one belt. Alright, let's take this area and relocate things to be a little bit more compact. Because again, I need 4 of this stupid thing. Good enough? Not really. That's better. Okay, it's 2.5 circles each. Autosave. Messing me up. Yeah, then I need 4 of this. Here, let's trim these pipes a bit. And relocate lower. Actually relocate here and have 2 of them. Sure. I'll do that. It does feel good to, like, finally have the logic down on this. Took me long enough. Now, is there an easier way? More likely than not, yes. I would hope so. What? Oh, right, because it's physically sending those down right now. Once that backs up, it should return to full throughput. That's a full pipe of you. And one full pipe of view. So I don't even need that second layer. Well, I need that second layer, it's just I don't need it here. Oops. Will I be able to put the thing there? Probably not. So the magenta will have to come in somehow, somewhere else. Huh. Oh, they're just... I see. They're mirrored that way, not rotated. So yes, I am correct on that front. You've backed up, so it's hard to tell at this point, but let's see. So I need those two right to... which will be from this perspective, these two, and these. Okay. This is the easy part. Hard part is the extra cyan. For now, I will pull these belts over. And I'll figure out that top eventually. Okay, more magenta. Now I'm gonna grab that and place it there. So that's the 2 colors that I'll need. And since it's cyan, I will need green and blue. There's not enough room on this screen for the whole thing. Wait, do I already have 2? Oh. Oh! I already have 2. The issue is I just need another station dropping off cyan, which is the 3rd. Alright, we're gonna send up green. And it is the 3rd. What am I even doing? Delete that. One, two, three. I would rather it go here. There. That should be cyan. And it should be producing double my needs. I shouldn't need to use layer 3. Sweet. That should do it. Yeah. It's so shiny. It's so shiny. Okay. Where am I doing that other shape? Here. Okay. So the next step with you is to adjust this aspect. We are adding stuff on the top of it. Okay, we're going to take in these. I'm going to need the opposite corners. Build 2 of it for now. Need to move it a little further up. Alright. Thing about this opposite corners setup is I'm going to need to pin it in the correct rotation. It looks like it's the correct rotation already. So now I just gotta do 4 lines of pinning. Yeah, that's probably not the best way of doing that, huh? Still not the best way of doing it, but it's how I am doing it. Stacking. No, not that one. Alright, so that should give me this shape, and this is what will be sent into my crystallizer. Yippers. So I will need another of this. I'm probably just going to move it down here. Or back. To use those two. This is going to need to be pinned twice. No, it's just pinned once. It's exactly like this. It's just going to be rotated as well. That'll do. And just so that we can see, hey, there it is. There it is, there it is. It will fill in all of the gaps. Crystallizers fill in all the gaps and replace all of the pins. Every layer with a pin, I should say, gets replacement of all of the empty stuff, including the pin. And this is here because I'll need to do one more step to it. And then in here, I'm going to need to import white or make white and bring it in at some point for the last 2 steps of it. Because this just changes all of the objects to white, and this adds a topper on it, which I can make by having a pin on the very top of the shape when putting it into the crystallizer, the single crystallizer line. So it can still be done with 1 crystallizer line, as long as I just insert or manage to get a top layer pin. Which just means taking any random shape for belts of it, pinning it, and stacking it on the top of this. Doesn't even have to be a full shape, it could be just these 2 pieces. As long as there's a pin, at least 1 pin on at least one of these solids on layer 4, this will crystallize the entirety of layer 4. As well as everything below it. Yep, that is that. Alright, so back over here, what I need to do is I need to make the circle shape, the yellow circle with pin. So it needs to be that 3-piece circle again. And it needs a pin on top. Alright. I don't really have any circles left from all of this. Fortunately, I do have another belt. Space belt to use, so I'll bring that in here. Now I'm going to use 8 here to do this, and I'm going to need yellow. Okay, there's yellow brought in. Ooh, alright. Take this. And times 4. That gives me that. Needs to be pinned. And painted. Yellow. But we're not done yet. I will need just the 1 pin. That's very specific. Okay, well, I actually only need 1 belt then of this. Which I will cut to quads. Cutting quads. Pin that. Now, then I'm going to stack it, but I need to make sure that I stack it very specifically on this piece, which means I do need to rotate. Again, I shall complain about it being 2-to-1 with these rotators. It really should be 1-to-1, but whatever. In the first game, it was 1-to-1. With all tech levels being equal. It was just an inline element. So now I am stacking I will be stacking twice, technically. So I better make sure that I get the rotation right. Ignore these errors for now. Just trim that. Thank you so much for subscribing on YouTube and following the channel. Actually, that was YouTube. I got my chats reversed today. Don't know why. Oh yeah, because I was in a hurry. Because, you know, the PC was not behaving. Alright, we'll be putting those in, and then we'll be taking... Alright. Yeah, how do I propose getting all those lines in when I only have 2? Well, I think I'm gonna have to hoppity. Yep, that will do. Yep. Ta-da! So with that done, when I stack this on top of the crystal set up here for when it's at the last step, it's not there yet, but when that's at the last step, when I stack on top, because this is layer 2, what's going to happen is, and because all this stuff is already pinned, it's going to occupy layer 2 with pins, layer 3 with this circle, and then layer 4 is going to have a pin, and that little itty bitty piece, this corner, piece will go away. It will disappear. All these nice sparklies. So that's this entire task pretty much taken care of at this point. It just needs a pinning setup for this thing. Which, yeah, I'm gonna position that right there. Which this is. Oops, mirrors. That's all it needs to be done for the whole thing, for the whole rest of it. My god, that was the most difficult task of all of them so far. That was the most difficult. Because I didn't read. Because I am blind, frankly. Specifically, I am blind to this line right here. I was blind. I read this part, and then this part my brain did not actually read. It didn't actually see it. Yep, it didn't see that. Note that they do bold stuff. That's very important. Yeah, I'd say that this is pretty freaking important information, and it needs to stand out more. It needs to be bold, I think. If not bold, then, you know, full caps, red, underlined. Like, this is the most information, the most important information about this. You don't say that you can use the swapper and then say a limitation on that. The limitation needs to be, like, front, center, bold, underlined, italicized, like top, H1, sized, supersized, like very, very important. This is the most important part of this sentence. It shouldn't be at the very end, for one, and it needs to be, like, really highlighted. Oh, boy. Anyway, that's done. So now we can pin. And just to make absolutely certain here, yes, that's giving me the shape with the pinned thing. Cool. It is. I don't know why this actually deserves to be a separate piece of this task, but like a separate step of this task. I mean, I guess it does teach, hey, you can pin crystals. Oh yeah, and then the specific rotation has the hole in the place of the thingy, the doohickey. You know, actually, yeah, I'm gonna do it this way. Yeah. Because, yeah, these have to be on layer 1, which, oh boy, that's fun. Yeah. Yeah, that. Alright, enough of all that shenaniganery. Everything is now correct there. This task is worked on. It's got... I would think the next... Yeah, so 1 is on its way. Are 2 on their way? I don't think so. But 1 is on the way, so this next delivery, once this finishes filling up, will be the end for this shape. This piece of this shape, so then I have to do the next item. Okay. Time to stack again. And I am, in fact, realizing oh yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the order. The order, in fact, don't matter. 1 iota. It don't matter none. The gloriousness of pinning at its finest. Yep, that's the thing. That's this thing. Oh yeah, it's already got another. Even though this is on its way. You see how easy this particular task is compared to the other one? Like, oh god, it's so much easier. So much easier. But I do still need to make white for that, so let's make some white. Either make it or bring it from elsewhere. Oh. It appears as if I have already brought it from elsewhere. Wonderful. It needs to be here. And I don't need 2 of it. I just need 1. Ah, good. You are officially finished. Am I using the white at all for this? I don't think so. No. Yet another reminder that painters pass through their contents, and a reminder that this mechanic exists. Yep, it exists. You can put 3 items or 3 belts on a single line per layer for up to 9 belts going down a single line, as long as you can provide in this way, and then an output of the same. So it does need another line, technically, for input and output into it, but it allows you to squeeze through tight stretches. Okay, now what? Well, I guess, since I'm pretty much done with 33 and 34, it's time to pin task 35 and start working on this. And I believe I've already logicked this one. So this is a pretty simple thing. You make this and then pin it, and it's done. With this one, yeah, with this one, you swap. You basically do the same thing, but with a half yellow. You do the same thing with a half yellow and then swap the two. And then with this, you can run it through a red crystallizer. Oh, if you do that, though, you get a half red, so you have to... That's more interesting. You have to put the half red on this, so you need to stack another half piece on top of the yellow. So with this, you're going to have a yellow with a sacrificial half. Then the next part of that, you're going to stack another sacrificial half on top, and then run it through the red, and that'll give you the half red. And then you swap. You do that same swap as before. Here, same thing, but now you're just putting this piece on top. You could put this piece on top like this, but I think that in order to do this properly, because this is still pinned on the bottom, you're going to have to set it up so that you stack this red and this magenta diamond half. You're going to have to put those pinned halves on top separately before the final swap into position. So you have to make the yellow and red half, and then the pinned magenta half with this pinned diamond red and magenta on top first. So you do all of that and then swap at the end to put you in a position here where then again, before that final swap, you run it through the crystallizer again to replace the pins with the white. Half a white on each one. So we've got the logic. We've got the logic for 35, and I have the logic for 36. So let's go ahead and put all this down. I will need a place that gives me access to a lot of color. That is a prerequisite. I need a lot of color. So where do I have this? It should be full fluid mixing station, yes. And it needs to be at diamonds and circles, I guess, because this first step is circles. So I'll go ahead and do this over here, but I need a lot of color. So even though I'm going to be doing this like here, the colors involved, I'm going to need two pipes of yellow, 2 pipes of magenta, 2 pipes of red, 3 pipes of red, actually, and 3 pipes of magenta. And then I need 4 pipes of white. And since these are not massive colors here, yeah, I'm gonna need at least 2 blue, 2 green, 2 red, and I'll need to do this twice. Yep. Full fluid space pipe is not actually a full fluid space pipe, but whatever, we'll deal with it. This is a full fluid space pipe. Wow. Wow, that blue isn't even big enough. How about the green? Is the green big enough? This green? The answer is no. Surely this green. Really? Really? Alright, that blue is. That green is. Something tells me that that... Oh, it's just... Yeah, I need to... reroute that. So that's 2 green, a blue, a red. I need another blue and another red. Or do I? I think I'm going massively overboard on all this stuff here, but... meh? Do I care? Because remember that this is also making yellow and cyan. Well, whatever. Could I make fit? Yes. Alright, and then red again. think I would prefer this red. Ooh, yeah, other way. There we go. Operator level. And then more red. Just, you know, even more. Because I'm going to need red as bread in here for the thing. Okay, so now... It's going to take a minute for this stuff to get its butt over there. And I need to reverse those belts. Don't need anywhere near this many trains. And I'm building over yonder. Circles will be my sacrificial shape. Alright, let's build. First and foremost, I'll need 4 belts of half circles. So we're going to start with just basic cutting. I'm going to actually orient this way. Yes, I did just double it because... Or, yes, I am planning to double it because I will also need halves for making this yellow. I'll need halves again to make the red, actually, so... but I only need, like, not... Yeah, I only need these 3. Yeah. That should be everything I need, actually. Uh-huh. Yeah. But the other 2 should be opposite of the initial. Oh, that's done. Let me plonk. Okay. Then hit I. Excuse me, then hit I. And now it's all going to be the other side. Okay. Next is back here. That sure looks like the shape to me. Ta-da! We are halfway through today's stream. Cool. That needs to accrue 20,000. Alright, crystallizing. I'm thinking about something like this. One, two, three, 1, 6. Oh boy, that's done. What you pondering? I am thinking, because I know that there will be a shape that I want to crystallize twice, having a double crystallization, but I think that that's just wrong. I don't think there's a universe where I would direct insert into another level of crystallizing like that and have it actually work. It's because of this piece that's going to need the next crystallizing on the top section. I'm realizing I'm going to have a another sacrificial piece stack on top first before that next step. But like, even if I had something like this, I would still need a... I could put a standard stacker between. I can't put a standard stacker between, so anyway, regardless, that's not... Having it all in line like that, because the standard stacker is 6-to-1, just like the crystallizer, it would make a little sense, but... don't know, seems like a really big thing to have just the one line ever of it. Anyway, so this now, I need to take this shape and I need to paint it white. I don't have anything like that. Every single task is a factory made from scratch, all unto its own. Oh. See, I have fundamentally forgotten how painting works in Shapes 2. Ay. Why? Why do I always screw up how painting works? Every single time I mess it up. Painting only works on the top layer. So if I have multiple layers of things like this... Yeah. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to paint these input circles as well as this. So much for having that up there. Because I forgot. This is not Shapes 1. Ay. It's one of those key differences between Shapes 1 and Shapes 2 is the painting mechanic only works on the top layer of the object. Whereas in Shapes 1, it worked on the entire object. Regardless of how many layers it was, it would paint the whole thing. And it would repaint any other color. So you had to be careful about order of operations with painting. Yeah, so now, actually, I need to bring that down there. At least it's not like a catastrophic issue. I didn't even need to jump. And the rest in layer 2 and 3. Bring in the white. Actually, yeah, there we go. Yep, that's all correctly colored now. Alright, there's the shape. That's that. So I am working on... I just finished this red item task. So this specific one that's not accruing any numbers, that's the one I was just doing. It needs... Here. It needs layer 1, layer 2, and layer 3, like that. In order to do this, to make this shape, I've put all of the solids together using pinning, and then crystallize at the end to fill in all of the gaps with red. So with this particular shape, I'm now painting white, because they have to be colored white for this particular task step. The previous step was the same shape, but all of the solids were gray, standard gray, not painted. So now I have to paint everything. And one of the things, the way the mechanics work, that I did not think about ahead of time was you can only paint the top layer of an object. So because I was taking full circles and cutting them and manipulating them, cutting them, rotating them, and stacking them into these opposite corner pieces already, better to paint the first object and then make these opposite corner things on here. And here I'm pinning those opposite corners, pinning and rotating all of them, so they all exist a layer higher, so that when I do this stacking, I get that set of solids that are a layer above, and then I stack more, but the rotation puts them on layer 2. So I have layer 1, layer 2, and layer 3 having solids, and then the crystallizing out here replaces all of the pins with crystal. But the last step is also going to now add this top layer. In order to make that, I'm going to need to do another stacking set, and I guess I'll have to do it here. And I will need a sacrificial piece. Probably brought in layer 2 at this point. And that I just need to pin. Just this same thing again. I just need to pin it once, it doesn't matter what color it is, and then I need to stack them on top of this mess. So just take these, which are 3 layers high, because the game can only allow 4 layers in this mode. By taking this as the bottom and stacking this pinned object on top, I'm going to be left with a set of pins on layer 4. Actually, it doesn't matter. It'll put 2 pins on layer 3, as well as pins. Ooh, it'll put 2 pins on. Yeah, it'll put 2 pins on layer 3 and 2 pins on layer 4. But since those pins are all going to get replaced with crystals anyway, it shouldn't matter. The entirety of the circle will disappear. It gets thrown into the ether because it's trying to occupy a layer 5 that doesn't exist on hard. On insane, the insane scenario, there are 5 layers. And the tasks are different in that mode. The tasks are different and they will require 5 layers. So that should start accruing. Do I already have one on its way? Or is this going to be the first? This might be the first. Oh, no, there it is. Is that gray? I can't see. I think that's gray and not white. It's very hard to tell. On my screen, anyway. I'll know if it accrues points. That was white. Okay. Now I know. That was white. And I should have another one. Yeah, there's the next. So 12k of that on its way. Okay, back again to this shape, which I was doing over where? Here. Here? No, that's not it. Where was this? Here. This is where I was working on it. So, this set of 5 tasks here is all one task line. It is, pins here. This is number 35 for support swapping. And there's only one more in the game after this, just by the way. One more set. But for now, I am working on this first step. This is super simple. But I am planning for the next part of it. So I need to bring in color. I need to bring in magenta. And I have this here. White, cyan, magenta. So it's the 3rd slot. Sigh. I need slot 1 and slot 3. And I guess over here I'll bring in the slot 3, because I need 2 for the white. Oh yeah, and I need yellow. What slot is yellow? 4. Oh, but I only need the 1 thing for the yellow. Train stop. Train stop. So down here I have color mixing. This gives me up to 3 pipelines. Well, I shouldn't say 3 pipelines. It's 12 belts for painting. It's the equivalent of 12 belts of painting, but it's half as effective for the crystallizing. So it actually does only 6 belts crystallizing per one of these sets, and it makes all 4 of the mixed colors. It's just the same thing repeated, except a little bit more involved for the white on the color mixing setup, and just bring in belts of green, red, and blue. Yes, this is exactly why this is a good game. That is exactly why. Everything being free is really, really nice. However, the game does have difficulty settings that make it so that you have to spend a shape to copy-paste that I clearly do not have enabled because I am playing the normal difficulty, and the normal difficulty does not have that. That was my #1 complaint about Shapes 1, was that you had to make a shape that you spend just for the privilege of being able to copy and paste anything that you have previously built. In a game where all of the building manually is free. So it's like, no thanks. That's not happening. Did I seriously do... I did shape unloads and not fluid unloads. Alright. Yeah, that's a thing. I am crystallizing, so I need 2. And then pin that. Whole thing is pinned? Yes. Alright, yes, I do need that, excuse me. So I may as well keep it. Sure, I'm just trying to think about where I want the output train to live. Probably here. Let's get this brought onto my locomotives. Yeah, I don't see what anything about having like an expense to copy and pasting. Like, I don't see that as difficulty. I see that as tedium, as something that's boring. Why do you not have the, There we go. Little buggy with those indicators at times. Because there are only 2 states in the game when you have that cost. If you have that cost, right? There are but 2 states. You either have enough or you do not. Don't know why that's jumping around to empty. Doesn't look like it's affecting the throughput at all, but no, it is. It is. Huh. Ah. See? That. I hate when that happens. Somehow it ended up backwards. So the whole thing with the blueprints is that the shape that you make, or that you could make to then later spend as a blueprint shape, quote unquote, could easily just be a task that you need to make. The only thing with blueprints is that you just keep making it, which there's, in Shapes 2, this entire mechanic of operator levels. So every milestone shape is a shape that you need to always provide anyway. So it's like, okay, well, but what if the blueprint shape is just one of these anyway? What if it's just one of these anyway? Because that's effectively all it is. It's a thing that you make in order to do a thing, but it effectively is this, because once you make it and start making it, the game is just going to accrue a number, and you'll have enough until the end of time. It's unlikely you would ever run out once you start making it. So it's like, okay. But it does sort of, I guess, it sort of plays into the whole platform limit side of things. On the higher difficulties, you have fewer platform units to play with, so you have less space. Again, not really why I'm playing this game. That's not what I'm here for. I'm not here for a space limit. Like, the whole idea of there being a space limit as well as a cost to copy pasting is like anathema to the whole point of the game. It goes against the very foundation of what the game is supposed to be. Anyway, this should recover its throughput at some point. I just need to physically get it out. Is that line going? Yes. Do I have... the next question. Do I have a free line? I guess green and white are free. Actually, no, just green. Actually, white is here. But mechanically, it's fine. All of this goes to the vortex in the end. So I do have white and green available here. Yeah, I find that annoying that the paints leap over the void at intersections. I find this quite annoying, that it limits you to belt throughput. Like, they may as well be belts of solids, with this being a thing, a mechanic in the game. With this being a mechanic, they're basically the same as belts. The whole point is sort of lost of these being pipes. There's effectively no difference between pipes and belts in this game, because of that one thing in particular. Anyway, I need locomotives. So I have technically all of the colors available to me: red, blue, green, or yellow, or white, excuse me. Why are there no, like, yellow, cyan, magenta lines? I don't know, they gave you white, but they didn't give you the other mixed colors. That's the main thing here, is that because the wagons, the trains don't return, it actually doesn't really matter what color of line I ever use. Like, it just doesn't matter, the colored lines, because they're never returning. They're always spawning from the source locomotive spots to the train stop that loads stuff. Anyway, I will continue working on the stuff for task 35 here. And that includes needing this loaded up. And that did not break anything. Anyway, so that's done completely. 33 is fully finished. 34 will be ready for the last step soon. So this is going to need the yellow. Into here, 2 pipes again of it. Okay. Oh good, that's done. As I'm working on this next step. Okay, need to put that into those. Okay. So that makes that. Alright, that's done. Let me finish this aspect first. So now I need to stack. I need to swap. The shape swapping is going to get continuously like pushed like further down this line and over here as I go along. Wait a minute. Yes, I do need 4 of this. I'm gonna reroute this. Whoops. Autosave is autosaving. Okay. Then we dump. Whoops. Not that one. That's the one I need. Yes, the stream is saved to YouTube. It's in the live section. The entire series is there. So if you go onto the channel itself, it'll be in the live section. And I have the playlist of all the stuff too. Everything is saved. All on YouTube. So for those on Twitch, on the simulcast for Twitch and YouTube, it all is on YouTube in the end. Forever and ever and ever. It is on Twitch in the VODs for a little bit. It eventually goes away because, you know, Twitch is Twitch. Doesn't want to save things for everyone forever. Unless you go in and manually tell it to every single stream. And I'm not doing that. Not when I know that everything is on YouTube anyway. As a more permanent solution. Alright, well that's that, as they say. For that piece of the puzzle. This whole thing will need to be shifted further away because there are other processes that I'll need to do in between everything else, such as this next step, which will involve further manipulation of this shape. I will need to stack these on the top and run it through another crystallizer with red coming in. So I'm thinking I will send these over here and bring red in over there. Yeah. Can I get a stacking set here? A set of 4. Sorta. I can run these belts backwards. Alright, and then the crystallizers again. Autosave is autosaving. Okay, bring those in. There we go. So what that will do in the end is give me the stacked red on top of the yellow. And that will then come in here. To do that same swapping as before, and that forms this next piece. Oh, I'm just noticing these are 4K each, and the last one's 10, which is half the previous. Okay, why? What? Interesting. This has much lower requirements. Okay, that has started accruing. There's at least a second on its way. Alright, now I can work on the other spot here. Okay, you guys trim off. Yeah, and that's going to make a few pins. But the way that this is going to work is that it's going to end up replacing all of those pins with crystal. Yeah. There it is. There it is, that's the one. The shape of my dreams. It is, though, looking like the next stream will be the last one of this hard scenario. Next stream should be the end, where we will finish task 36. We will do the whole thing from beginning to end. Yep. And once it's done, that'll be it for this particular hard scenario playthrough, because I will move on to the hex scenario from there, which, yeah. Hexes. Lots more rotating will be involved with hexes. So much more rotating. Okay. Head on back over here, because we're not... You know... That's not good. Yeah, there you go. That's better. I need more of the white, because I need 4 pipes for white in the end on this guy. Don't know how far we're going to get on that guy, but we'll try. We'll try to get pretty far. Something tells me I should already have the last thing on its way for this, so now I can reroute. Okay, my decision was that I would reverse these. Yeah, there we go. Yep, that is done. Now we need to add this red to it. Which that adds the red to it. Oh, great. You know, take this section, bring it up to layer 3. Yep, that's the next step. Okay, fun part the next. Yes, fun part the next. What I need to do is I need to take these diamonds. I need to cut them in half. I need to paint one half purple or magenta and the other half red. I need to take the purple ones, I need to pin everything. I need to pin the whole thing. Maybe step 1 is pin the whole thing. And then I need to stack. I need to stack the purple one on here and the red one on here separately. Why? Because it will make making the white easier. It'll make it doable, is what I should say. It'll make it possible. Oh, and of course, I need to do all of that before I pin this. Before I pin this shape. I need to do that pin after. Okay, okay. I think we understand now. I will need to bring in a magenta and a red. This guy. Bring in 2 belts. In grand total. 1 belt painted one color, 1 painted the other. Start with the painting lines. Those are belts, not pipes. Alright, so 1 red, the other needs to be magenta. This only uses, like, the 1 belt of throughput. It doesn't even use the whole thing for the magenta. So actually, I'll need that, and bring that over. But I'm still gonna be a good boy and pull the whole thing. You know... Though that yellow is in my way. At least you can copy. Alright, 1 purple, 1 magenta, 1 red. Cut them in half. Rotate so that they're consistent. Oh, I should have pinned first. There we go. Better. I'm going to set up stacking. Frick. I will set it up there. And then I will also have the pinning here. I can't fit 4, can I? Nope. Not on that layer, but I'm thinking that I will have these outputting layer 3 anyway. And this swapping will need to be moved, because I will need to add the section for the crystallizer, white crystallizing. That again will need to be done before the pinning here, so maybe I'll keep that for now because I don't need to move it quite yet. Not until I get to that final step. So yeah, I'll leave it like this for this moment in time. We're already accruing. And we have at least... I think that means that there's 3. So there should be another already on the way. Yes. So that'll be 2 and 3. So it's just 1 more. I just need 1 more of these. And we're already almost at it, so... Very fortunate that this has been half the requirement of all the other stuff. In fact, it's not even half, it's a quarter of what was previously. Because the previous one was 12, 12, 12, 20. Alright, so that is finished now. So I can get the red part stacked on this. Did I really? Yes, I really. Oh, I have been finally joined by Mr. Ollycat. Turn on that camera so we can see Mr. Ollycat. There's Ollycat. Hello, Ollie. Welcome to the desk. Yeah, Mr. Ollie is now on the desk. So yeah, this is half of what I need. I need to actually keep playing this game, Mr. Ollycat, so... Yeah, figured as much. Delete that. Cut that. It's gonna have to be down below, and I need 2 of it. Come on, stop! Stop it, mister! There. There we go. Now he's comfy. That's done. Now working on next. Okay. Not okay. Most definitely not okay. There we go. Autosave. Yes, mister. Now your groomies? Yes, be groomies. Mr. Ollie. Groomie! Hocus pocus. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Yes, rubbies. Okay. Oh boy. There. That, as they say, is that. And the trick, of course, is the last step. You can't just crystallize what you already had, because as white, otherwise you'll end up with a bottom layer that is yellow and white on the other half, because it will, of course, fill in all gaps with the white if you crystallize last. So what we need to have is 2 sets of crystallizing to make the white for each half. And of course the purple side will then be pinned oh yeah. Autosave, I swear, is a bit too often. Okay. Alright, so that'll be the purple stuff in unpinned. And then it'll pin at the end. And this will be the other. That will do. Wait, did I just do that on layer 2 and... Whatever. Yeah, that'll be setting up and set up for the final task. The final step of task 35. Yeah. Yeah, big boy. My Ollie cat. Yes. We're done with the bulk of the work for task 35. Oh, yes. Eyes shut. Nice and comfy. Feeling good, Mr. Ollie. Yeah, the other day with Ollie, I came down in the morning. He was here. He was on the desk already waiting for me. When I got up in the morning, turns out he had been in here because he was, in hunting mode. There was a moth. All of a sudden, I saw him just suddenly looking around, all antsy, tail flicking. I was like, oh yeah, you're a hunter. You're hunting. There's something. There was something. And yeah, then I saw a moth fly by, and he was chasing after the moth. Yes, chasing after moths and other bugs. Yes. Oh boy. So yeah, we're nearly done with the hard scenario. Can you believe it? There's only one more, and we will do that next time. We still have about 20 minutes left, though. I am, though, contemplating that if, for whatever reason, there is extra time, quote-unquote extra time, once we make this last shape here, we might end early. Okay, that is probably the last... Is it? No. It still needs one more. Still need one more of that. Oh well. A lot of the rest of the base can actually get removed at this point. There's a lot of stuff that's just been moving that doesn't need to be right now. Whatevs. Is fine. Is fine and dandy. Interesting, they give you that sacrificial shape at the top to make that blue. They teach you how to make it. That requires a slight different take on things to go from this to this. Actually, we'll see. We'll see next time. I'm just thinking about the logic. This is easy enough. Very easy enough. This just adds the top stuff to it. It's also easy enough. So these first two steps are super simple. This one, yeah, you cut and you crystallize this top, and you do a cut that deletes the green completely from this shape. Actually, you don't even need to use the green anymore. You could blue. You could blue and it would fill 3 pieces, and you cut in half, and it only breaks the connected pieces, right, of what was crystal of what you cut. So it should not break the top, but it would break the bottom layer, the layer 2 crystal. It's very interesting. Alright, that's done. Now, this part. Oh, joy. Now for this part. Do I still have the yes? Okay, that'll exist there. Okay, I need to remove all of y'all. Claim that. Okay. Also, removing that. Okay. So these belts will be transitioning to layer 3. Oh good, you're finished. And then these that are already on layer 3. I'm just cleaning out some of the stuff that was pinned there, so now it shouldn't be pinned anymore. And oh, that's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. I can't do that like that. Yeah, I can't do that like that. Yep, that's why. Oh, wait a minute. That initial part was wrong, but hit I. So the issue is that when I swap, it's actually going to break all of the white, all the connected white, which is not what I want. Oh. Well, duh. I can change it. I can remove this from being pinned at all. Okay. Brain is braining. My brain is braining. I can cut it in half first. No, but then crystallizing would crystallize everything. I need an object. I need to add another half. Yeah, I need to add another half. I think I also need to do that with the reds. Ollie, why are you licking my desk? So I do need another shape to sacrifice. Brought in. Am I using all of these? No. Okay. Okay, so give me this. I need 4. Oh, I can't. Oh, because for whatever reason, I copied the whole thing. Give me 4. No, 2 of this. And then rotate the other way. So this was slightly more involved than I was expecting. So these get the left side. What am I doing? I need 2 more. Ollie, what are you doing? Ollie, stop. Get under. Now he is underneath these. Underneath these? Yes. Are you happy? You're covered now? He's under covers? Under cover of towel? Oh boy. Okay, stacking. Autosave! Stop. Stop with that. I clicked there. The heck, game. Why am I never on the actual layer that I intend to be? Oh. That makes things so awful. I've done it. I'm gonna do a clear, and I'm gonna have a look and see that that is exactly what I want. About time. And of course that takes over layers 1 and 2, so... Well, wouldn't you know, there it is. We got there by the end, like right on time. Oh my goodness. Oh, the cat left. Oh no. Leaving me with a mess. Leaving me with a mess of a towel here. It's all nice. It was all nice and flat. Not anymore. Better. Yeah, that last step was slightly more involved. I had missed a step of another sacrificial piece, but yeah, there it is. How I did it worked, it seems. Yep. We kept the pins there and only have the white on layer 3. And what it took was adding an extra bit of sacrificial shape onto layer 2 on each side. Yeah, so by adding that extra half, when it crystallizes, it only gives me, well, it gives me the, you know, all the empty pieces, but the white that's on the top doesn't matter at all. What matters is the layer 3 only getting the half and not a whole, so that it swaps. Yeah, I do end up with a shape that gives me a full white on a layer, but that's not what I need. I need the other. So yeah, with that we have reached the end of the stream for the day, folks. We have completed, I will consider 35 completed and have it in my title as going through 33 through 35 today. And yeah, next time it'll be shape 36. It'll be task 36. We will do that task. That'll be the only task that we complete next time, for there are no more tasks. There are no more upgrades. Top 5.1% worldwide on operator level. I don't know if this is tied to your scenario or not, but yeah, hard scenario. We're at 81 so far, and I'm not even trying to push the operator level, really. It's just the amount of time it's taken. We are 37 and a half hours in. We're going to be adding another 3 hours. It'll be a 40, not really a full 3 hours, so it'll probably clock in a little under 40, or it might hit 40. We might hit 40. We might. Depends on how long the final task takes, and I believe that I have the logic down for how to do the last task. So yeah, thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Shepard. If you've enjoyed the stream, do all the social stuff below the video, and I will be back on Sunday to finish the hard scenario. I hope to see you all then.